Hello and welcome to a brand new installment of Nintendo News Report for Wednesday, November 21st, 2018. We're getting this one in early so that we all don't lose the entire rest of the week to a turkey coma. I'm Donald Terriel, joined tonight by the man who is celebrating no less than 4 different anniversaries today, Justin Berube.
Yep. We should all be celebrating.
And the man who's been paid a visit by an SNK heroine, Mr. Zach Miller.
Yes, I got a new amiibo exactly for that game.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do this without throwing up. Okay.
For those of you listening to the audio, Zach is moving in position to show off his new slightly larger than average amiibo for a slightly larger than average character.
It's my Shiranui.
Yeah.
And she's about 10 inches tall.
In the amiibo term, she's about Mega Yarn Yoshi.
There you go.
That's not an amiibo.
I don't know. Well, it's too bad SNK Heroines doesn't have amiibo support. We could slam something in there.
Exactly. So yeah, I got her yesterday. This is my birthday present to myself. I really like all the detailing on her. You can't really see that; it's blurry, but the print is really, really fancy on the on the suit. I'm going to stop doing that before I throw up. Anyway, yeah. My Shiranui.
Yeah. and just as bouncy as what we hope for in an SNK fighter. at least
I wish that game were better. I really do.
Yeah. So, just a brief update on what we've been playing here. We haven't heard from Zach in a while. So, Zach, aside from SNK Heroines being disappointing, what else have you been playing here?
Two review games. I'll talk about the Bug Butcher first. It is kind of a set in space in the future. It's a bug exterminator coming to exterminate bugs. In a science facility, and he does this by shooting upwards at round bugs who split up when you attack them, and they bounce around. So it's Pang, or Buster Bros, with kind of a sci-fi skin, and it's really fun. And the animation is really fantastic, and I have a review up on the site. I really like it. I'm not going to get in. There's leaderboards. I'm not going to get into those because I know I'm bad at these games. But it's surprisingly good. And if you like Buster Brothers or Buster Bros or Pirate Pop Plus was a more recent Pang imitator. This is a real good one. And then I just got for review, and I'm starting to play a game called Horizons Chase Turbo. Which is, I didn't know anything about it until I watched some videos, and it's Outrun. It's Outrun on the Switch. The same, the way the horizon comes at you in kind of a pseudo 3D way, although it isn't 3D, and the same hairpin turns, and now you can collect little tokens and fuel, which I don't know what does because I don't think you have limited fuel, but you have actual races, and there's simple race tracks, and you have nitrous. It's a real fun game so far. Very, very surprised by it, which is nice.
Yeah.
And your first car is a red convertible,
from the Ferrari they give you an Outrun.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt the music's going to be as good because, well, Magical Sound Shower, come on. But
right, it is not as good.
No,
it's kind of chiptune-y, which is odd.
I've never played Outrun, but I hear good things. So
what?
Yeah, I might pick it up when it
Go
comes to Switch.
buy it on your 3DS. What are you doing?
I think I have one of those collections on 3DS that has
this. I'm trying to remember
if that's on the Sega. It's not on the collection for 3DS that you can buy in the store. It's only on the eShop.
Yeah.
But it's like $5. Go buy it. It's phenomenal. It's one of the best Genesis games.
Yeah, and it's all it is the one game since I started doing formal game reviews in 2015 that I've ever given the highest possible score to. The 3D Classics version of Outrun.
Yeah. I wish I still had my 3DS around specifically because of Outrun.
Well,
Well, it is coming to Switch, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
someday.
I suppose we can mention that now that before the end of the year, Outrun will be coming to Switch, at least in Japan, because well, the we thought the Sega Ages games would be coming out at the same time in every territory, but well, Phantasy Star for Switch got delayed by at least 6 weeks.
Ugh.
So for I'm guessing QA purposes, but yeah, so but hopefully before the end of the year, we'll be able to drive off into the distance with Magical Sound Shower in the background.
Nice. Nice. And M2 is doing those, right?
Yeah, these are M2 joints, and they are,
Yes.
and well, I wanted these guys Nintendo to like buy that studio out, or at least buy that part of Sega out, and do the Nintendo Switch Online that way.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Good Lord.
That would be amazing.
Instead, here's a save file for Zelda where you have all the stuff.
Hey, so some
Which
of that
is
stuff could be
cool,
cool.
right? But it's not the kind of stuff M2 does with the Sega 3D Classics.
Yeah, they'll give you all kinds of options for playing. Like you want to have your like you can play different modes. You have they actually wrote music for the 3D Classics version of Outrun that dare I say
Yeah.
is comparable to the original tracks.
Yeah. If you didn't know they were written specifically for it, you wouldn't think they weren't in the arcade game.
Yeah, they fit perfectly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Justin and I have pretty much been playing the same thing, although Justin's been getting a little bit more into it, I think, than I have. We're both still playing Pokemon Let's Go. I right now the last time I had a chance to play it, I had just gotten the third badge and gotten the equivalent of Flash, so now I'm just headed toward Rock Tunnel.
Yeah, you're further than I am. I only did the first gym, but I've been playing with the Pokeball Plus a bit here.
Oh yes,
Oh, look at that. It lights up?
Yeah, when you put a different Pokemon in there, actually it seems to change color to that Pokemon's type, I guess.
Oh.
So I have a Mew in there now, so it's more of like a pinkish color.
Does he make noise?
If I put the noise on, yeah. I don't know if you want me to even bother doing that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll just make like the Pokemon noise. But if you have Pikachu or Eevee in there, I think like they say their names. It'll be like Pika, Pika, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm having fun with the Pokeball. I mean, well, after I got my Mew, I walked around with it for like a day, and I found this trick. So if you have it, you should try this. You can play with the Pokemon when it's in the Pokeball, and I have it on silent, so there might be some things I'm missing out on. But if you just slowly rotate the stick, it'll eventually flash a bunch of colors, like a rainbow flash. And I guess that's playing with the Pokemon. It seems to give a lot of experience. There we go. I got a little one.
Really?
Yeah, so my Mew, after like a day of just like basically using it as a fidget spinner, like rotating the stick, went from level 2 to I think 29.
Oh my god!
Congratulations, you have officially broken that game.
You beat it. You beat it just now.
I have Mew in there now. It's been like 2 days. When I put him back in there, he's probably gonna be like in the 60s or something.
Oh
so Pikachu, I did the same thing too.
Is he even gonna listen to you at that point? Like, is that Mew considered to be
Pokemon,
yours?
Don't Pokemon who you've caught.
Yeah, they'll obey you, but given the nature of that Mew as a mystery gift, I figured he would have a different original trainer. And
I had no problem with the Mew obeying me the other day when I used it, so I'm guessing it counts as mine.
Do you trade Pokemon in this game with other trainers?
I think you can, but I haven't gotten very far.
You can, yeah. There's a couple of in-game trades. It's actually how I've got the Alolan Rattata and Alolan Geodude. You basically trade one of the original for the Alolan version. Which makes me wonder how the hell I'm going to get an Alolan Raichu.
Oh, good question.
Yeah, and Justin, are you playing the Pikachu version, or did you go Eevee as well?
I went Pikachu. I wanted to go Eevee, but my sister was pretty set on that, so I just figured I'd take Pikachu and we could trade.
Huh, so you actually seem to be the lucky one because I think most of the people that I know, myself and my brother included, are both on Eevee.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like Pikachu might be a better Pokemon to run through the game with.
I feel like Eevee's boring and always has been.
Well, Eevee tends to be boring until it evolves, but in this, like the moves that they've given him are wicked. Like I mentioned this last week, I think, but I beat Misty just with the Eevee because he had learned an electric move that had guaranteed paralysis.
Okay.
And I think there's one of those moves for each of Eevee's types plus one bonus move.
Oh wow. What are you gonna which Eevee form are you gonna go with?
Yeah, I'm gonna like the partner Eevee. I think is subject to the same restrictions as what Pikachu would be. You can't evolve it,
Oh,
but it also
okay.
has really jacked up stats.
Oh,
But but from what I understand, you can still get the free Eevee and sell it on City. So
okay.
that one I would probably turn into a Jolteon
There you
because
go.
I've got the three starters in my like I finally got the three. I got Squirtle.
Oh, you do
His,
get those in the game.
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, I
good.
found Bulbasaur in Viridian Forest.
yeah.
Oh, nice. That's really early.
Yeah.
I think the only one of the rare ones I've seen so far is I ran into a Chansey on Route 5
I found two
Hmm.
Chanseys in the first cave.
Wow.
In Mount Moon.
Yes,
I thought Onyx was supposed to be the rare spawn there.
I
Hmm.
found two Chanseys. I didn't see any Onyx, so maybe that's a difference between Pikachu and Eevee. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. They do differences between the versions.
Yeah,
So could you two trade Pokemon online?
yeah. I think
Oh,
you have to like they should have had an option like the Pokemon search that they had in X and Y where you could just pick. It would basically pull from your friends list.
oh
Because
yeah.
with this one, you have to basically set a passcode, and it's basically you have to punch in three Pokemon. So it's pretty easy for somebody to sneak in there.
Oh,
I know at least one person on the socials has mentioned that they got burned that way.
oh, huh.
Yeah, so probably best to do it on a Discord and use a really obscure set of Pokemon that nobody would actually think to use.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and I'm still like I finally had a chance to try the game on TV on Saturday, and yeah, the motion's not doing it for me. I'm putting up with it because of the way they've altered the experience curves in this game. Where I basically got one level off of the SSAM when I normally get three or four in the original games. But I went over to Route 11, caught a few Pokemon, and pretty much got a similar level of experience.
Hmm.
So when you play in handheld mode, how does the Pokeball throwing work? 'Cause I haven't.
Uh, you it's normally push button, but if the Pokemon will jump around like I had this with Venonats on Route 24, I thought you had to move the entire system gyro style to get it. I was later advised by Jordan, one of our fellow writers here, that you actually just have to use the analog stick.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So if I want to avoid the motion stuff, I think I pretty much have to focus on playing the game in handheld. Which
Yeah, it seems okay, the game overall, but I need to play more of it to really form a more solid opinion. But yeah, the Pokeball is fun. I mean, it feels like a huge cheating device, and I'm loving that because, man, most of my playthroughs of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow ended up being through Pokemon Stadium at the maximum speed, whatever that was, 14.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And
yeah,
I used to, I had a couple copies of the games, and I'd like play through them, get a Mewtwo, and transfer it back to my main game and restart until I had a full team of Mewtwo's,
Oh my gosh.
level 100.
I think by now it's been established that Justin likes to break his games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
and I think I had 13 official Mews from events too, all with like they used to give out like certificates back then too to prove they're legitimate with like the.
And don't they all have the same stats?
No, they didn't. I don't think. I could be
Oh,
wrong, but I don't think they did. But they had different trainer numbers or something like that, and like the certificate they give you like had that printed on it. So like they had them in like sequential order.
Don't
So,
you
like,
know that Mew is behind a van in Celadon City?
yeah,
That's how you get them.
but one
No, you
thinking,
cannot get to the truck in this one.
yeah, I used to
Oh,
be a, Pokemon trading card game gym leader also, and I remember one time I traded a kid one of my like stacks of official Mews with the certificate for a Charizard card because I
oh,
need.
for God's sake!
I'm like, okay, sounds like a good deal to me. I have like a million of these things.
I recently found out that some of my Pokemon cards from the first set, the first printing, are worth some money.
Yeah, I think my most valuable card's in Edition 1 Blastoise.
Oh, nice. I have not an edition one, but I have a Charizard from the first printing that doesn't have a shadow around the picture,
Cool.
which I guess is hyper rare.
So that's what that'd be. I guess that'd be considered an error card.
No, it was just
Wow.
the first printing of the cards that came over here did not have a shadow around the picture.
Yeah, they changed some stuff like the borders and other stuff like that over time.
Yeah, just in Jungle they changed it. So okay, so my question is, I didn't play Sun and Moon. I had no desire to play Sun and Moon. I don't know why. Would I like this?
If you're more of an old school Pokemon fan, it's done. I think you would like it, especially since obviously you may prefer Kanto to the Alola, but there's some quality of life stuff that they brought over, like the fact that you no longer need to use HMs because your starter can do it all.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So and even if you're not using Pikachu or like the special partner Pikachu or Eevee in your party, you can still he can still cut. They can still fly. They can still surf.
Oh, nice. So they're just those moves are just there.
When I got what was called a secret technique on the SSN, that was cut, similar to how you got the HM for it in the original games.
Yeah. All right. This is tempting then.
Yeah, I just I I'm my frothing demand for the full Pokemon game is increasing because even though I like to catch them all, I like a little bit more. I also like going through the trainer battles, and I tend to use repels after I've caught everything in the area.
Are there trainer
So
battles in this?
there are, but they don't give they give maybe a fifth of the experience you would normally get from a trainer battle.
Oh.
I will say I'm more compelled to catch the Pokemon in this game because I guess it's less time consuming. You can see what Pokemon you're going after before you like walk into them, and it seems like capturing is like its whole separate thing, and it's less effort. Where in the main games, it's just you have to weaken some of them.
Don't kill this Pokemon by accident.
Yeah, also, there's like now like close to 800 or whatever now, so
There's more than that.
yeah, it's
I think
it's
we're
not happening.
I think
151 is great.
I think yeah. So I think with Meltan and Melmetal, I think we're up to like 809 now. So
Okay.
I think I don't know if we're gonna hit 900 with this next generation. They don't tend to add many Pokemon
Yeah, I'm looking
nowadays,
forward
but
to the 1000th Pokemon because you know that's going to have to be something special. Whatever one is Pokemon
It's gonna
1000.
be a golden poop.
no, that's the 900th.
Yeah.
That's true.
Thanks, fans. We love you. Instead of getting a loft wing, here's poop.
Well, I mean, we already have we have giant piles of sludge already, so
I mean, I did get my Breath of the Wild art book today, so.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, the art's nice. I mean, it does have a place in Zelda history. I don't have a problem with the style of the game.
Justin, sure, he could take or leave the Pokemon, but he's got to catch them all when it comes to Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's funny. Oh,
It does have its place in the timeline
oh God.
somewhere. But that's probably a whole separate show.
Yeah, that's a whole separate show. Although, I mean, I suppose it could be relevant considering this is such a huge anniversary for Zelda games anyway. Today
Right.
is of course the 20th anniversary of the release of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and also I believe this would be what 27th birthday for the Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, first released in Japan on November 21st, 1991.
It's a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Some
Best
might say
Zelda.
it's the best. Yep, I'll drink to that. Although obviously, I think it would seem like seems to be the more important.
Now, I would argue that without A Link to the Past, Ocarina wouldn't have its structure because it just
That's
seems like
true.
a 3D version of Link to the Past. So, which one is truly more important? Let us know.
Drop it in the talkback. Drop it in the chat room. See if we can start a riot here.
I really like Ocarina of Time, and I really like the Link to the Past, and I really like those are probably, aside from Wind Waker, those are probably my favorite console Zeldas.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing with between A Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time is I really do like both games, but since I played A Link to the Past first because it came out first, that one seems more special to me. And I feel like a lot of Zelda fans hopped on at Ocarina of Time, and that's the one they feel special. And a lot of people don't realize that A Link to the Past like influenced that game as much as it did. I mean, I have a lot of friends who haven't really played A Link to the Past, but they claim Ocarina is amazing. So, just something to think about, Zelda fans. If you haven't played A Link to the Past, you really should.
Yeah, seriously.
It set the basis for the series up until Breath of the Wild, and probably will still set the basis of future games to come when you think about it, because I can't see them completely abandoning that progression style.
No.
I would like, yeah, I'd love to see, like, we have Link Between Worlds. I'd love to see them, see if 5 years is enough to reiterate on that kind of, like, on that overhead formula. Maybe don't spend 7 years making a Zelda game. You know, something quick and simple, like a Majora's Mask, but good.
Or a overhead remake of Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
But more of it, because it's a super short game.
Well,
they already did more of it, Zach.
The Oracles?
No, the extra dungeon in
the color.
DX.
Oh, the color dungeon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that adds what, 20 minutes to a game you could probably do in 6 hours.
That adds 20 minutes, yeah, but 18 of those minutes are spent fighting that giant color-changing boss who you have to run into a certain amount of times.
I never played that dungeon because...
Oh, geez, it has one of the worst mini-bosses of all time.
That was like in an era when I was young enough not to have a job, so when it's like, oh, you can buy Link's Awakening again in color, it's like,
Well, I mean, now you can just get it for, it's the version that's on the 3DS virtual console, so you can get it for what, $5?
I think I have it on there. I just haven't played through it. So. But yeah, I'd like to pick up a physical copy of that someday.
I have it and the original still.
Nice.
I have the original somewhere, but I never got the color version because I didn't get my Game Boy Color until about 2001.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Not a good year to get a Game Boy Color.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the Game Boy Color in March, and I'm not sure if Nintendo Power had caught up at that point to the fact that the GBA was coming in 3 months.
It had to have. I knew about it, but then again, I was online then too, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted something I could do some funky color palettes with, and also really to get ready for Pokemon Crystal, because that was Game Boy Color only.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I never got that.
I never did either.
That's on the eShop, right?
That's on VC. Yeah, it's like $10.
Yeah, I like the idea that these Let's Go games, because Let's Go is essentially yellow, right?
Yeah.
So if they make a sequel, it'll probably be Crystal.
Yeah, but would they have to do 3 versions at that point? Because it would be like, because we didn't really have the situation in later generations where they just threw out the rules about the starters ever again. I think like every since then it's been, here's your water, you pick your water, grass, or fire, and
Oh
off
yeah.
you go.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how they handle this franchise moving forward in many ways. Will there be like a separate Pokemon box where you can transfer the Pokemon you got from this game over and move them over to the next one?
Oh,
I like the
you mean
building.
Bank? Pokemon Bank?
Yeah, Bank. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm dating myself with the box.
Yeah, I think there will be bank compatibility like coming to the Switch at some point, probably sometime. If not next year, then early 2020.
Well, I meant bank compatibility with
Let's Go. Yeah,
like a separate bank. So
I,
like if
I,
if
I
Let's Go
think
becomes like an
off-brand thing.
off-year Pokemon game they can turn to. So next year would be the main series game, and then the year after that could be a Let's Go, and then they could do like a third version or something like that.
I think they're just going to do they'll just use the existing bank, because either that or Pokemon Go itself, because with bank you've got like it's looking for certain things, and that like those functions are in Let's Go, they're just suppressed. Like
okay.
we know what Meltan and Melmetal's abilities are, even though Pokemon Let's Go doesn't show them.
I really want to use my bank for something because they're just sitting in there. And if they said tomorrow, yes, bank is compatible with Let's Go, I'd buy it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, run around Kanto with Garchomp and friends, and
Giratina.
yeah, Chiron, let's freeze the entire continent. All right. And another notable anniversaries today is also the anniversary of the Japanese release of Super Smash Bros. Melee, and then the worldwide release, as far as I know, of Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. So you, again, another case of historical versus best.
Yes. Yeah. Wii U. I like Wii U. I mean, they're both the same game, but I like the 3DS version more because it's portable and it has Smash Run.
Yeah, instead of the Smash Tour, which,
Awful.
yeah, we know, like, obviously we have our footage here on the channel of what some of what the Spirits mode is, and it seems to be Smash Tour made good.
Good. Thank God.
In that they took out all the randomness and just made it into basically a 2D Mario game, or a Kirby game, I suppose we should say, given
that's right.
Yeah. Full survivor of these things.
Yeah.
Lucky Kirby. No bias there.
None at all. Kirby, the Shane McMahon of the Nintendo universe. Anyway. Moving on from that, obviously between the short week, the fact that it's a holiday for you guys tomorrow, and well, it's November, and so we're all focused on games coming out. There's not a lot of news this week. Probably the biggest news is that holy crap, half the eShop's on sale right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there are some tempting deals.
Yeah, I've got to pick up Dylan's that Dead Heat Breakers. I think it's half off now or something.
Yeah, I think it is half off.
And
it's 50% off.
Also thinking about picking up Goner. It seems like a good deal.
Yeah, there's a couple of I've got there's about 13 games that are on sale right now that I want to pick up. Zach, have you had a chance? Because I know you reviewed Runner 3, and they just had a big update for that. Do you think it's
better now?
You think it's worth a flyer at $10?
Yes.
Okay.
Turn the enemy occurrences down to low. and it will feel like Runner 2 again. And there you
Good.
can put more checkpoints in. Thank God.
Yeah. But my list is pretty long. Like it's got the Wild Guns Reloaded from Natsume,
Oh, yeah.
which is also half off right now. Runner 3, Bloodstained. The
Bloodstain is good.
Curse
Good
of the
game.
Moon. Getting into the high end stuff. Tropical Freeze, because I still have to finish that. And I don't know.
But Tropical Freeze is like $30, right?
It's 40 on the sale.
Okay, no. I'm not paying more than $20 for that game.
I think I saw somewhere online it was 35, but I could be wrong.
I think that's for physical copies this weekend,
Yes.
but the one thing I know that I'm buying before this weekend is over is the largest microSD card I can get my hands on.
Yes, I need to get one, but I want it to be
super sale.
I want it to be the U3 or whatever they call it. It's faster, and apparently, from the little bit of research I did, it seems like the faster ones are compatible with Switch. Switch will take advantage of that and load things faster.
Oh, that'll be good.
But
if I get
will cost you more.
If I get a bigger micro SD card, how do I move stuff from my current one? Is it the same process as 3DS? Just put it on your desktop and click and move?
Yeah,
nice.
It's pretty much the same process.
Okay.
Although, given the amount of fridge cleaning I've had to do in recent weeks, I might fill 400 and still have to clean the fridge later on.
Damn.
You just need a bigger fridge. Bring on the terabytes.
Yeah, we're like we were told this format supported 2 terabytes. Where's my 2 terabyte as micro SD cards, darn it?
Right. Yeah.
And that goes to what I want to see on a revised Switch is 2 micro SD card slots.
Yeah, me too.
You know what? Like I know I don't know, like, am I the only one who's still holding out hope that they add hard drive support?
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yes, you are. That's not going to happen.
I mean, the PS4 can add external hard drive support.
Yeah, but you can't take the PS4 with you somewhere.
Yeah, what if your hard drives your Switch is accessing the hard drive? Like, I'm gonna go now, and you rip it out of the dock.
Yeah, that's the only. I think that might be the big technical hurdle. But like, all I really want is like I want it to be sort of like cold storage, where I have like the stuff that I'm like, if I'm playing it, it's on the Switch, either on the system memory or the micro SD. But I can, like, if let's say I'm done with Monster Hunter, that's 12 gigs. I want to put rather than re-download it, I just want to put it on something that's hooked up to the dock, and then I can go back and get it later. Kind of like kind of like how the SD card channel worked on the Wii.
Yeah, so it'd be hilarious if Nintendo released a dock that connected to a hard drive, but every time it was accessing a hard drive, it would lock the Switch in place, like it's like mechanically, like it's like a bar, so you can't remove it from the dock.
They would have to do that, yeah.
And yeah, but I mean, you could always find cheaper SD cards, Donald, to just like move individual games over to. So it's like you turn it into a physical copy.
You know what you can't do on the Switch that bothers me? At least I can't figure out how. My micro SD card's almost full, but there's virtually nothing on the system storage. I don't know if there's a way to move stuff over to system storage.
There isn't, but if you go to download something, at this point, if it's full enough, it'll put it on the system memory.
Because it has no other place to go, yeah.
Exactly. It's like the storage of last resort is basically the system memory.
Okay.
My concern is, what if, I mean, I'm not anywhere close to that, but I'm sure somebody out there has filled up a large portion of that onboard memory with game saves. And then you have to just count on the cloud saves, but what happens when that service ends eventually?
Yeah.
Or what happens if you have a Let's Go save? Or a Splatoon 2 save? Or a Dark Souls save?
Oh. Not compatible.
Not compatible with the online.
It's so dumb. I mean, it's dumb. I hate that. I hate that so much. Games where you gain some of the most progress, where your saves would be the most important not to lose, and you can't save them.
Yep.
Nice job. We need a solution. We need Wi-Fi everywhere.
Yeah.
5G #believe. Swab551 in the chat asking anyone playing Warframe. Right now I don't have the storage to download it.
I don't really know what it is.
It's a free to play space MMO.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not interested at all.
I've heard good things about it. Like, I just don't know how far behind the Switch version is compared to like the PC version. But I mean, Panic Button did the port, so it should hold up pretty well. Yeah. Like they got their Doom and Wolfenstein on this sale too, so Panic Button's having a pretty busy week. And MT Belly, who I know very well, saying Costco has 128 gig micro SD cards for $40 Canadian. I'm using 128 and it's already full.
Yeah, I'm trying to go around 500 maybe or 400, whatever.
I mean, 400 is like the highest reasonable amount you can get right now. And I believe Carmine on our staff has already filled 400.
Damn.
Wow.
It's the fridge clean a 400 gig SD card. What's wrong with this picture?
2 SD card slots would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, actually, I think you might, Justin. Your lips to God's ears on that one. I really hope that happens.
Yeah, Nintendo should just listen to my ideas. Guys, call me.
You're available for consultation.
Yeah, I'll come over there. I got lots of ideas. You might not like my Breath of the Wild ideas. You might like the rest.
Yeah, we won't like how the Ice Climbers suddenly replace Kirby in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, Ice Climbers replace Kirby, and let's give him chain grabs back. Let's fix that.
Chain grabs, God.
I don't know if you suffered that from anybody, because most people don't know Ice Climber players, but in Brawl, it was not that hard if you practiced a little bit to time it. So if you grab somebody with Popo, you'd throw forward and walk Nana up a little bit, and during the release of the throw, you can grab with Nana immediately after the throw, and then like just work people to the edge and then spike them in. And do there's all sorts of stuff you could do. You can like throw backwards and catch them, and basically in Brawl, if you are good enough and you got grabbed by an Ice Climber player who is like mastered the chain grabs, you should lose a stock.
All right.
Brawl's terrible, but that was fun. Sorry, everybody.
All right. So other sales news, although not those kind of sales, we got the October sales results from the MPD group yesterday. Switch was down year over year, which I think a lot of people expected, because this time last year we had gotten the MPD results for Super Mario Odyssey's debut month. And yeah, and meanwhile the rest of the industry, on the back of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and Red Dead, had the biggest October probably ever, certainly since MPD started tracking. And but Nintendo seemed to be in a holding pattern, although Super Mario Party did manage to be one of the 5 best-selling games of the month on one system. So kind of impressive. I'm not sure, but
well, Super Mario Party got a re-release sort of last week here.
Yeah.
With the Joy-Con bundle, which is actually a pretty good deal.
What is it? 120 for the game and 2 Joy-Cons?
I think it's only 100, but I'll double check that. It's only $100. I'm checking Best Buy.
Yeah. And it's what, yellow and green?
Yes.
Man, those are
$100.
That's actually a really good deal.
And with Gamers Club unlocked,
80.
You're stealing.
Yeah, because I mean, what Joy-Cons are what, 90?
I think they're 80, but I've seen them some cheaper, a little bit, but I think around $70-$80 is probably the going rate for those.
And I think the best price I saw for them on Black Friday was $60 from Meyer, which I don't even think they're in most states, so probably not going to do you much good. But also in the sales news, we also got the opening week results for Let's Go, because a lot of Nintendo's strategy for hitting their 20 million target this year was centered around basically Pokemon and Smash, burning it up in the holidays. And so we get results every week out of Europe and Japan. In the UK specifically for Pokemon Let's Go, they sold about 116,000 copies, which, I mean, what's England's population's 15, 20 million, so okay. That was slightly less than X and Y, less than 40% of Sun and Moon. But you have to consider what the user base sizes were for the 3DS 2 years ago versus the Switch now. And basically better than any third version or remake tracked, except for Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, which again, probably an element of user base size on that one at 2.
Yeah.
And didn't Sun and Moon come out after the Pokemon Go?
Which
also probably helped contribute.
Which had, there was a very big halo effect from Go carrying into Sun and Moon. And so that seems to be doing well in the UK, maybe not to the expectation, but then we jump over to Japan, who we got their results this morning. 661,000 copies of Let's Go.
Wow.
Switch sales in Japan up over 300% compared to last week. They sold more than 200,000 Switches in Japan in a week.
Holy crap.
And again, we also have to consider that this is the equivalent of a $60 game compared to all the other Pokemon games, which were $30, $40 at most.
And more if you buy it with the
Pokeball
Plus.
Yeah. But for sake of comparison, Sun and Moon's opening weekend in Japan, 1.9 million.
Eesh.
So in terms of revenue, it's probably within their expectations. But I'm really going to be interested to see how this does in North America this month.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how Smash does.
Yeah, I know 2 people who are buying a Switch just for Smash. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and December is usually Nintendo's big month. Like if they're going to make a move in hardware, it's going to be in December.
Yeah.
So, although we've got like the Mario Kart bundle, which that's a genius move in all honesty, but I wonder if there's just bundle overload on the Switch, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, where there's 3 different Switch bundles out right now.
There's probably more than that. I mean, there's the Diablo, the Pokemon, the Smash, the Fortnite, the Mario Kart.
Isn't there a Splatoon bundle?
Not anymore.
Oh.
And there's that funky Walmart exclusive bundle, which is like Mario Tennis Aces and 1-2 Switch.
Oh, the bundle nobody wants to buy.
The bundle you kind of wish they gave you a physical copy so you could trade in and get some money back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been selling my digital copies of bundle games.
Adam almost sold me his review code of Pokemon because he wanted to buy it at midnight.
That sounds like something I'd do.
I know.
I want a physical copy.
Yeah. And I totally forgot that I have all these games I want to buy this week, and I still have to preload Smash. But I'm waiting until I get the bigger memory card for that because it's 15 gigs.
I'm hoping my Best Buy has some sort of midnight launch or something.
Yeah.
I'm getting Smash the day it comes out, and the next day I'm going to Hawaii. It'll be my Hawaii game. Very excited.
Damn. I don't know if I should be more upset that you're going to be able to play it consistently on day one, or if you're the fact that you're going to Hawaii.
I'll be playing it on the plane like Nintendo wants me to do.
Hope you have a backup battery.
No, but they have chargers in the seats now. I don't know if
Nice.
they pump enough juice in to make the Switch work, but
Everybody has a Switch on the plane, just like, we're out of power.
Actually, that may not be a good idea, considering you'd be flying over the Pacific Ocean.
true. I know the seat back power does not power my 3DS. I learned that the hard way with Luigi's Mansion.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not powering the Switch, man.
No.
All right. And I guess before we go here, question from the chat room, Matthew Kelly. Which classic Nintendo game franchise that hasn't gotten a new game for years do you want to see come back with a new game? I'll just say open world F-Zero and leave it at that.
I know what Justin's answer is.
I mean, F-Zero's up there. I have a couple answers. I don't have like one definitive, but I can like rattle a few off.
It's not Ice Climbers immediately.
I mean, I don't think Ice Climber is a great game. I just like the character in Smash, but I'd love to see an Ice Climber reboot where like they make a good Ice Climber game. Do that character some justice. It's been long enough, and they've been in every Smash. They're an icon of Smash Brothers at this point.
Make it like an Uncharted, but co-op.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
No, they want to make a good game.
Yeah, I want to know what they can do. Modern Ice Climber reboot. Let Sakurai do that next if he's not going to do Smash.
Poor guy.
Okay, so you're suggesting that we send Sakurai off to the Arctic to live away from civilization for a year, and then he comes back and makes Ice Climbers.
Well, that's probably going to be what he wants to do after the last character comes out for the Smash Brothers, and everybody hates them because like their stupid pick didn't make it because Goku didn't make it to the game, and they're like,
oh no, Goku's in the game. He's a
where's
spirit.
Shrek.
But yeah, all that stuff. I'd also like to see a new take on Mach Rider.
Oh my gosh, Mach Rider, that's a deep cut.
Yeah, I'd like to see a new version of Mach Rider, and maybe Sakurai can also work on. He likes Nintendo fighting games a lot, so I got two answers here. He could do Joy Mecha Fight that we never got. I'd love to see that. It's a Famicom fighting game that came out in Japan. That's like a later game. We never got it here, but the main character from that game is an assist trophy in Smash Brothers Ultimate. His name's Sukapon. Look that game up. It's either Joint Mech or Joint Mecha Fight, something like that. And I'd like to see Sakurai make a good Urban Champion.
Can we get other developers on board here? Because he's got a real, he's got his plate full right now with all your games.
I know. Well, I think Sakurai, because I like what he did with Kid Icarus Uprising and basically rebooted that whole series. So like I'm thinking like if I was to have a developer like after Smash Brothers, like obviously reboot another Nintendo franchise that's been dormant, I wouldn't pick him for F-Zero. If it was like some game that really hasn't seen anything in 30 years, I'd throw it to Sakurai. He did a good job.
I'd say Solar Striker. I've always wanted Solar Striker to come back.
You just hit the deepest cut of all, because I don't don't know off the top of my head what that is.
That was a launch Game Boy game. It was a vertical shooter in a little spaceship with really cool enemy design, and I could never beat it, but I could get to the last boss.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played that one.
It's super fun. I've always been disappointed that it did not come to the Virtual Console. The slowdown is unbearably horrible, but because it's a launch Game Boy game, it's not Castlevania Adventure bad, but it's still not great.
They put Dodgeball in the NES thing. I haven't played it on there, but I remember that game having terrible flickering and slowdown.
And I bet you they maintain the accuracy. just like the Legacy Collection does.
Yeah.
All right, but that.
And a remake of Zelda 2 that makes it a good game.
And how about a Star Tropics 3?
That
There
would
you
be
go.
cool, but I don't think Japan has actually ever officially gotten a Star Tropics game.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Wow.
sure. Yeah, that game, at least on the original NES and Famicom, was only released outside of Japan.
Huh.
And until the Virtual Console, I think the second Kid Icarus game of Myths and Monsters was only American. So,
Wow.
yeah,
That game is much better than its predecessor.
I agree. And I don't know. Those are just some things I think are interesting because a lot of people are like, "Oh, Japan gets everything." Well, we got a few things.
All right, but yeah, so that I think we'll bring it to a close here. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming out tonight. Thank you for listening. If you're listening to this on iTunes, hit that bell, like, subscribe, all that jazz for the YouTubes. Patreon.com/NWR to support the site that supports us, including a rough cut of this show in probably within the hour, and all sorts of other exclusive tidbits, including our very own patron exclusive podcast. And if you want to follow us on the Twitters, Justin is at King Nintendo Fan.
Yep.
Follow for all your latest Mewtwo love. Zach is at ZMiller1902 for all your dinosaurs and My Shiranui cosplay.
Cheap.
And I'm at NWR Donald. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Have a good night.
Bye.
Later.